Hi everyone, we'd like to take a few minutes to reflect on the past, current, and future of ACC Automation. Now 2017 has been our best year yet, thanks to you. Your questions, comments, and suggestions have helped us build the site that you see today. Again, I thank you. Now what we'll do is do a quick review of the previous year. And starting the year, we finished our Horner XL series. Now the Horner XL OCS is an all-in-one controller. That means that this modern controller combines a logic controller, operator interface, I/O, and networking all in one package. This OCS, which stands for Operating Control Station family, was first released in 1998, and all the new features of the lineup have been added over the years. Today, the OCS family has a very competitive advantage. Now, programming is done with a single programming software called Cscape, which stands for Control Station Central Application Programming Environment, and is designed to be easy in use and maintain. Now, the series on the Horner XL4 all-in-one controller we'll go step by step through the learning and how to use the innovative unit. Now, there are several reasons why we are using the Horner XL4 unit or controller. Here are just a few. The investment is low for the hardware, and the software is free. There's a standalone PLC with built-in I/O and HMI. The communication ability, you have Ethernet port, RS-232, RS-45, and these support protocols such as Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP, etc. There's also built-in logging functions within that controller, and the ability to expand the system with a variety of modules. So that is our Horner XL4, which we finished the start of the year, finished our series on that controller. Next, we started talking about our Microsoft SQL Express 2014, and it's a free edition of the SQL Server, and it's ideal for learning and developing desktop, web, and small server applications. The database size can be up to 10 gigabytes in size. Now, SQL Server 2014 release includes the full version of SQL Server 2014 Management Studio. We use SQL Server 2014 to share the database on a network. The SQL Server database is ideal for applications such as data acquisition, so your data logging from your PLC applications. We configure the SQL Server database so that other computers can access on our LAN, our local area network. Now, here are the following posts that were published last year. It was installing SQL Server Express 2014, creating a database in SQL Server Express, and sharing the database in SQL Server Express 2014. So very powerful, very easy to use SQL Server with the ability to expand as your needs arise. Next, we started with our Omron CP1H Series PLC. Now, again, several reasons why we're using the Omron CP1H controller. Here are just a few. We have a standalone PLC with built-in I/O. We have communication ability, Ethernet port, RS-232, and RS-45. We have support for protocols such as Modbus, Hostlink, ASCII, which is the No protocol. We have built-in analog inputs and outputs. We have 4-axis control of motion, 4 high-speed counters, a powerful instruction set similar to CS and the CJ series of controllers, and we have the ability to expand the system with a variety of modules. The Omron CP1 series of programmable controllers consists of 3 different modules. CP1E is the most cost-effective unit. CP1L is the high-performing controller that can come with embedded Ethernet, and the CP1H is a position control and comprehensive programmable logic controller. We looked at the CP1H for the series, but a majority of the information can be applied to the CP1E and the CP1L controllers as well. Now, during the year, we also looked at some of the following items. We had wiring of interposing relays. Now, interposing relays actually mean that we'll separate 2 different circuits. The isolation can be for current consumption, voltage differences, voltage references, or a combination of both, current and voltage. We can use these relays to help connect our inputs and outputs on a programmable logic controller. We also then created an analog input tester for the PLC. And we created a simple, inexpensive analog input voltage tester for the PLC using a potentiometer and just a 9-volt battery. So we have those links. Then what we did was we implemented the Omron HostLink protocol. Now previously we used the VB6, Visual Basic 6, to implement the Omron HostLink protocol to communicate to our programmable logic controller. And then we used the Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA, to accomplish the same thing. Again, this is all serial communication. And now what we did this year was to create a protocol using VBNet to establish and retrieve information in and out of the controller. And that uses the HostLink serial communications, or C-mode commands that you'll also see. Next thing we did was we introduced Factory I/O. And Factory I/O is a 3D simulation for advanced PLC training. It works with a wide variety of automation products and protocols. And we did a few examples. We did a pick and place application, a sorting station, and a palletizer. So on our pick and place, we basically had boxes coming down a conveyor belt. It would then locate from one location, conveyor belt, to the other. And we had our control here that actually counted how many boxes we actually moved. So that was our pick and place. We then did a sorting station application, and again the sorting station would sort with 3 different sliders where that package is going to be placed. So that was the sorting station using Factory I/O. And the third one we did was a palletizer. Palletizer, we basically built skids on a pallet, and those skids then were then conveyed along the conveyor belt. So we built up the pallet, we opened the doors, and we built them up, we brought them down, and we exited them out the system. So Factory I/O, we introduced that. Again, a very powerful 3D simulation. So you can make all your errors and mistakes there. And now it works with, like I said before, it works with a wide variety of automation technologies, including the PLCs, soft PLC, PLC simulators. It communicates Modbus, OPC, and others. So the next thing we did was PLC Fiddle. And PLC Fiddle is an online editor and simulator all in your browser. So it's great for learning ladder logic programming. And this is actually what it looks like. So it works right in your browser. We have a simple start-stop of a motor. We can turn it hit the start button. You can see my motor turns on, my motor latches in, and then I hit stop, and then we reset it again. So again, I can then have all of my coils, math, compare, so I can build quite simple logic instructions, test it out before I actually put it into practical use. And the last thing we did during last year was we started our BRIX Series PLC. And the BRIX Series PLC, we're currently in the process of using this Automation Direct product, and there are several reasons why we are using a BRIX Series controller. Here are just a few. It's a standalone PLC with built-in I/O, built-in data logging, communication ability. We have an Ethernet port, RS-232, RS-45, and USB. System for protocols such as a Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP, ASCII, K-Series for your direct logic users, custom protocols. This is ASCII over serial, TCP or UDP over Ethernet. We have built-in analog input and output. We have integrated motion control, high-speed counters, powerful instruction set. We have the ability to expand the system with a variety of modules. It's part of the Do More series of PLCs, which use the same free software. It's called Do More Designer. It's integrated simulator in the software capable of external communications for testing. Now, the BRICS series of programmable logic controllers consists of 4 different units. They differ depending on the input and output built into the unit, and if it has the Ethernet port. So we have No I/O micro PLC unit is a BXME series. Then we have our 10-point, which is BX10 or /10E. We have the 18-point BX18 or BX18E. We have a 36-point, which is a BX36 or BX36E, E meaning the Ethernet port. Now, the CPUs, the central processing units, are also known as MPUs, multi-process units, because of the communication abilities that we have. And we're going to continue in the new year with additional communication and special functions of this award-winning controller. Now, 2018 will prove to be an exciting time. We're going to be looking at a couple new series. And the first one we're going to look at is the Automation Direct Productivity 1000 series. And that's the 1000 series right here. You can notice with the light bulb beside it how small this is. It's a very compact size, stackable design. We have 50 megabyte user memory, easily handles complex applications. We have 4 built-in communication serial for easy connectivity to your PC or industrial networks. We have a micro USB. We have a serial US or RS-485 serial, RS-232 Ethernet communication port already built in right into the CPU. We also have data logging up to 32 kilobytes on a micro SD card. So that's one series that we'll be covering. The next, we'll be looking again at Advanced HMI. And Advanced HMI is a free VB.NET human machine interface that will run on Visual Studio. So because it's in Visual Studio, we can connect to databases, a lot of different things quite easily through that. We can also program in several different languages, C, C#, VB, VB.NET. There's quite a few that they all integrate into one, and the protocols are already done for you. A lot of nice graphics, as you see on my picture here. Next, we'll look at the Seymour HMI screens. These are from Automation Direct. Again, these are been released for quite a while in the industry. Proven background. They are very good controllers, HMIs. And we will also have more examples of our factory I/O, the 3D simulation of your process. And as always, we'll be answering your questions and applications so you can quickly implement your own control solution. Now, all the links and documentation can be found on our website at accautomation.ca. Now, all the information you get is free for you to use off our website. We make money or support for the site based on the advertisement that you see on the site itself. That is how we do it. So there are 3 ways in which you can help us out. You can give us a thumbs up so other people can find this information just as you have. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the end of the video. You can also go to ACC Automation and subscribe to our website. Notification will be given to you every time we publish new content on the site. You'll also get 2 free ebooks on numbering systems and robust data logging. And the third thing to do to help us out is to tell a friend or colleague about the site. Again, thank you for the great year. Thanks for watching.